This is Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast sharing tips on raising amazing teenagers. We are both certified life coaches that have worked with teenagers as coaches, mentors, and teachers. We are sharing what we have found to work best when dealing with teens and tough issues. This is Abbi and Cheree. Let's Talk Teens, episode 81. Stop fixing your teen and their emotions.
We've had other previous podcasts with emotions, and it's just something I'm super passionate about. So I was like, let's talk about this again. I'm seeing it all over the place with my clients and with parents. And it's such a good time to talk about it as we have our seniors that are graduating and they're going to have so many emotions about it. Our teens that don't get asked to dances, our teens that are just struggling in school. Everywhere we go, there's going to be emotions, right? We are human beings and we feel emotions and nothing has gone wrong. And if you can remember this phrase through this whole podcast episode and through the coming days, it will be such a game changer for you. And that is nothing has gone wrong. Our teens, ourselves, we're not robots. We are 100% meant to feel our emotions. And so, of course, we want to fix them because they feel uncomfortable to us and to them, but we really need to change that narrative. And here is why. The more we resist our teens' emotions and resist our own emotions, the more they persist. The bigger they get, the more buffering happens, which is what leads teens to unhealthy patterns just to try to calm their emotions down. They'll go to anything to numb themselves, right? And so it's this resistance that's causing that. It's not the emotion that is causing the problems, it's the resistance. So as parents, I want you to think about that. The emotion isn't the problem. The emotion, nothing's gone wrong with that. It is the resistance. Have you noticed that at all, Abbi, as you've worked with your teen clients?
Yeah, I feel like in that resistance or buffering is also when they and we and myself, we make the worst decisions too, to like
Mhm.
buffer those emotions or to fix something really quick or um, to not really just take the time and sit in it and be like, yeah, I'm really sad. I'm really gutted. Or even just, I know you talk a lot about this, Cheree, but just like naming those emotions and going, okay, like why am I sad, right? And giving yourself time to be sad instead of just like pulling out my phone and pretending I'm not sad.
hmm And as a parent in that resistance, it might look like this. It might look like, oh, like wanting our teen to feel something different. Like, okay, you shouldn't be mad at that friend, or you shouldn't be stressed about this test, or you should just totally feel okay about going to college. Like, you've got it. Do you see
Or
this is
you're
the
so
resistance?
beautiful, don't worry
Yeah,
about, yeah.
yes, and and there's good intentions there, but that's what this resistance looks like. Is like you shouldn't like this there you should be doing or feeling something different. And I want us to try really hard as parents to resist that resistance and needing to fix them or want them to be different, wanting our teens to experience something different. Or, we think, okay, if they're not, if we think as parents we're helping them build their confidence when we say, oh, you look beautiful, or you're going to do great on that test, or yes, your friends like you. We think we're reassuring them and building their confidence, but actually what we need to do is sit with them in that and be like, oh my gosh, I bet this is really hard. Or I can see why you feel that way. Or that makes sense.
Mhm.
Or, oh, that just feels hard. Or that's painful. And we're saying, like, gosh, yeah, I've experienced that myself. Oh, I remember what it felt like to feel rejected. Oh, I remember what it felt like to go away to college. And there was so many emotions. And I was excited and I was scared. And it's just saying, you're teaching them to allow it by your language. And so I think this is one of the most important things as a parent in not fixing our teen or fixing their emotion is our language around that and around what they're experiencing it. And again, that's that in our head, nothing has gone wrong. This is just as it should be. I mean, they're going away to college, they should feel a little scared. They should feel a little excited at the same time.
Mm.
And allowing all of that, all of it, letting it all be on the table for them.
I was thinking about this week because it's one of my son's birthday, and my kids are young enough that birthdays are just like so exciting. They can never live up to the emotion and the hype that they need to be, right? And my oldest was having a hard time because he was like, oh, what about me? Right? Like the attention's not on him. And it's hard when somebody else gets presents and you don't, right? Like we're kind of in that stage of birthdays. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, I don't want Ollie to feel sad. Like I just don't want him to feel sad about this. And he should be happy for his brother. And I don't know,
Mm,
maybe I can get him something. That was the thought that popped in my head.
mhm.
And then I stopped and I went, oh, no, 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 no. Right? Because that's something that's not going to go away, that it's somebody else is going to have a chance to shine all throughout our lives. And that's okay. And it doesn't mean anything about me. So I didn't go make it better for him, right? I just made sure that I loved on him and that, you know, I spent some extra time with him, but like we didn't make it easier on that birthday transition. We just let him kind of be sad and kind of be moody because I was like, you know what? I remember what it was like to be that age and being sad and moody. It wasn't your birthday, right? And that's
And
true
it
for our
would
teenagers.
And it would be so weird if he wasn't feeling that, right? Like it'd be so weird if, I mean, like that's that natural development of wanting what someone else has and wanting to be, in the spotlight. That feels good. And so it would be weird if he didn't kind of have some jealousies or want the same thing. Like that's normal. And that's what we want to do is continue to normalize whatever emotion our teens are experiencing is normal. And it doesn't mean that something's gone wrong. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that we need to fix them or teach them a different way. As they're, maybe your teenage daughter comes home and she's like, so and so is this and this and this, and I just hate her, and da, da, da. And we're like, oh no, no, don't hate. And I want us to actually resist that. Like, oh no, no, don't hate, and just be like, oh, tell me more about this. And I can tell you've been really hurt. I can tell there's some wounds. And that's that allowing that when they can be seen in that and be and allow that experience and allow that emotion, your teen actually is going to process their pain points, which are from emotions, and they're going to move past it, and that's where they're going to allow both of it and move forward and not get stuck. That's where we dissolve the buffering and the unhealthy patterns, because their brain starts to say, see, nothing is wrong. Like this is totally normal human behavior
Hmm.
and normal human emotions. And in this moment, I am feeling hate, and that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That means I'm having this experience where I feel wounded and hurt, and I need to be seen in that. I just need someone to validate that.
I love that because teens can often feel shame or just like, oh, I know I shouldn't hate this person, or I shouldn't be jealous of this, or I shouldn't want this. And we feel that as adults. So, like,
Mhm.
acknowledging that and just saying, like, yeah, me too. Like, this is also part of life. And I love too this idea that I don't have to go down the parent shame hole of like, oh
Mm,
no, I have not raised a good enough child that they are happy
exactly.
for their brother on their birthday, right?
Exactly.
We're like, That's real life." Like we're living real life, okay? And so that always helps me too as a parent to not freak out, and I make my best decisions when I'm not freaked out.
It's true. I love this phrase of course. Of course he feels jealous of his brother. Of course she feels like she hates this girl right now. Of course, like this makes so much sense. Of course.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a little kid. Okay, Abby, you can probably totally relate to this as you have little ones right now. And they kind of pull on your shirt when they need your attention. And maybe you're busy, so you're kind of not paying attention. And they're like, Mom, Mom. Or they're
Mhm.
like tapping you, Mom, 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 Mom. And they keep saying it until you're like, What? Right? And then you answer them, and then they go on their way and they play. Most of the time that works that way, right? I think our teens are doing this in just a different way now. They're not going to be like, Mom, 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 I need your attention. But they are saying like, okay, I'm feeling these emotions, and I need someone to tell me I'm not broken and I'm not bad. I just need you to give me this validation of like, what? Okay, what's going on? Okay, I hear you. I see you in this. And they just want to be heard, and they just want to be seen, and they just want to feel validated. And then that allows them to process that. Teaches their brains that they're not broken for feeling this way. And then they can move on. And they can not only, forgive this, we're always like, forgive this other person, but they also get to learn to forgive themselves. Have compassion for this other person, but also have compassion for yourself as you're experiencing these things. And it really is teaching them such huge, huge, healthy ways of living, of saying, this is what I'm experiencing right now. This isn't permanent. It's not going to be forever. This says nothing about my character. It's just what I'm experiencing as a human.
I think one of the best gifts we can give our kids is that normalization of it, right? So like when they're like, "Oh, I hate this girl, mom, and she did this or she got the part and I didn't," right? Like whatever it is, instead of being like, "Oh my gosh, why would you feel that way? Don't say those things," or "You're overreacting." I'm just saying like, oh, like everything you were saying, just being normal and being like, "Yeah, I remember when I felt that way." All of a sudden
Yeah.
you're connecting to your teen. All of a sudden they're
Yes.
not going, "I'm a horrible person because my best friend got this part in the play and I'm mad at them." Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can have real conversations instead of being like, I don't know, our teen might feel lectured at, but we can just normalize. And I think when a teen can go, okay, I'm really normal, it also takes away the scariness that can come with some emotions. Some emotions feel really scary. And
Uh-huh.
when we're like, oh no, that's how it feels. Like that
Yeah.
is normal and you're gonna be mad for a little while or you're gonna feel this way for a while, then they go, oh, okay. Nothing's wrong with me. I think all of us walk around with this secret question in our heart going, I just know something's wrong with me. Like I just know that I'm a little bit different than other people or and we're looking maybe for proof of that. And when our parents can say to us like, "No, this is normal. You're not a bad person for doing this." It just really can take away the scariness of all those emotions and all those experiences that our youth are going to encounter.
Yeah. And when they share things like, "Oh gosh, I feel so panicky or I feel so anxious." I think one of the best things you can say to them is, "Oh my gosh, I hate it when I feel that way. That's the worst." Like
Mm,
that one just really feels terrible. And then you're relating to them like, "Okay, you've experienced this." Now, one thing I just to end this episode, I really want to just remind our parents is emotions are not bad. They're not a sin, they're not bad. Now, sometimes our actions from them become problematic, right? So making sure that like, maybe your son goes and slashes someone's tires because he hates him and he's feeling angry. Now, this is where, as a parent, that slashing of the tires is not okay. But to
hmm
feel anger and to feel even some rage is not bad. And so this is maybe a way that I would handle that is it was totally fine and understandable for you to feel rage and hatred. And, there's been some hard stuff that's happened between you and that person. I'm so sorry for that. But it's not okay to go slash tires. It's totally valid, understandable, okay to feel those emotions, but what we do with them, that's where what can become a problem. And so it's never punishing from feeling anger or rage or upset or hurt. It's the consequence comes from the action. And then really talking through like, okay, next time you feel so upset, come and talk to me. Let's see if we can work through this before that emotion gets so out of control that you do something you'll regret.
mm.
Because again, the emotion's okay, but the action, we don't want to regret something there.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I kind of had this really jarring experience as a youth that I was broken up with at the same time that a family friend was broken up with. And I mean, we were just both gutted and devastated. And I remember being a little bit upset with my parents because after I cried about it for 2 days, they were kind of like, yeah, that's old news. Let's move on. Like, not that harsh, but like they were like, come on, like real life, let's get back up on the pony, right? And I still wanted to be sad about it. Well, on the flip side, my friend who'd had that same experience, and I would argue hers was way worse. Her boyfriend had cheated on her. I think there was another girl, all the horrible things that can happen. But she, and as a teenager might assume, she's like, I'm going to quit school. I am going to transfer schools, all these things. And her dad let her. And I just remember thinking to myself, oh, whoa, I'm really glad that my parents kind of went the other way of when, some of my I'm feeling these strong emotions, which are totally fine. But then I'm like, I can't go to school and I don't want to do this. And my parents were like, no, you're still going to school, right? They're helping me
Mhm.
live those healthier boundaries of like, you can be sad and go to school. Where
Yes.
my
Yep.
friend, her parents were like, okay, yeah, no, you don't have to. We'll switch schools. And it was so bad for her in the long run, right? Like
Mhm.
that was just one of the many kind of trajectories of like what put her life off of the track because her parents gave into the teenage thoughts of, yeah, this is how I should solve that problem. And so I love that we feel these emotions, but we help them go, yeah, don't slash tires, right? I know you're ticked at this guy who stole your girlfriend. Don't go slash his tires, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna end up in jail and I'm not gonna bail you out, right? Or like whatever it is. And so I love that we can help put up the parameters so that our youth can experience these healthy emotions and not go into the extremes because they're going to say to you, just like my friend, like, well, I'm quitting schools and I'm going to transfer and I'm going to quit all these things that I love. Don't let them make choices because of emotions that we as our adult brains and adult selves can help guide and stop.
Yeah, and it really is teaching them, like giving them permission to feel anything, but then thinking through, okay, how do I want to handle this? Am I going to feel more emotion, like regret, shame, blame, guilt, if I go and handle it this way? Or can I just allow myself to feel this emotion? Can I allow it? Can I be human and just experience it for as long as I need to? And then knowing that it will go away and this won't permanently harm me. And a day or two from now, or maybe sometimes a week, I'll be fine. But right now, this is what I'm feeling. But I'm not going to act on it. I'm just going to let it be there. The more we can teach our children that instead of fixing them or fixing their emotions, the healthier adults they're going to be. And guess what? We get to start practicing on ourselves and allowing our own emotions. And as a parent of a teenager, man, you're going to have a ton of emotions about what your teen does and doesn't do. And let yourself feel exactly that. Nothing's gone wrong. And of course you feel that way.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Teens with Cheree Murdock and Abbi Winslow. If you are looking for more tips to help your teenager, here's where you can find us. You can find Cheree Murdock on Instagram at Cheree Murdock Coaching or on her website, ChereeMurdock.com. You can find me, Abbi, on Instagram as Abbi Winslow or on my website, AbbiWinslow.com. Please rate and review our podcast and share with a fellow parent. Thanks for listening.